right. Here we are. There's Tino.
What's happening?
All right. Check it out.
What up?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Oh, son, la onda.
Do the wave?
Hey. How is everybody doing? You have Angel on the mic.
How you doing?
How you doing?
You have Tino.
Yo, what's happening?
Right there. Bam.
What's up?
You have me and Tomas.
Hey.
Here.
Hey, Bucky.
You have Bucky. And you have all of us.
Veda.
So, Empty Tomb, what's up, brother?
Nice.
Endless
Thank you.
capabilities. Thank you for the super chat, man. This is how we pay our internet bill here at the church. Anytime somebody super chats, whether it's on this or on Wednesday Bible study or Sunday service, we and sometimes it's $1, $2, $5, and it adds up, man. And it helps us.
500.
Well, yeah, I won't argue that. So, this is our weekly Let's Just Talk podcast where we're just talking about stuff, whatever, whether it's politics, church, things happening around the world, whatever it may be. And so we got, Angel, you got some, oh wait, Carl's here.
Oh, we got to make it official.
Wait.
We can't move forward yet.
Wait, I want to hear it though.
That's true.
Carl.
The world makes sense now.
All right, cool.
The world makes sense.
All right. Beth is here. Carl's here. So anyways, we got some topics we want to hit today. Angel, do you have a list of things we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, we wanted to talk about the government reopening, or is it non-opening? Dun, dun, dun.
I have that sound.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, hold on.
Hold on. Okay, now let me re-say it again.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Did the government open, reopen, or non-open? Coming soon.
Oh, I forgot to give a shout out to Madison. He said they're both listening.
What's up, Madison? What's happening?
Okay.
What's happening, Madison?
All right.
We also want to talk about the
Sorry.
No, we just had an earthquake. We want to talk about the Mamdani effect. Also, we want to talk about January 6th, BBC, the European CNN, MSNBC. So we just want to thank BBC for their honesty and their honest journaling about January 6th, and they got caught. They got caught. Also, we want to talk about Newsom seeking $1.2 million from a church in San Jose. So we'll talk more about that. And then hopefully there's some other topics, and then we probably want to we'll close it out with some leadership and have a great discussion on that at the end.
Sounds good. All right. So,
Dun, dun, dun.
what's the first one we're going to tackle?
Well, why don't we tackle first, did the government...
Wait, did we really formally introduce Tomas other than his name?
No, go ahead.
Well, Tomas is a good friend of ours, been here for a long time. Sometimes can't get rid of him, but he is very vocal about some of the stuff we talk about.
Very knowledgeable.
I've asked him a few weeks ago to jump on here, and he hasn't been able to because he got some grandsons that desire his attention all the time. But we got him here, and I'm turning my phone off. So I don't know, Tomas, you want to say something or?
Yeah, and I'm just excited to be here, like, because I hear a lot of the stuff you guys talk about. I get a lot of trash talk to me on social media, whatever, but it's all good. I'm not tripping, like, no love lost. To be honest with you, I think I posted a lot of stuff just to get a rise out of people. I even mentioned it the other day, like, hey, hasn't Trump just made it so easier to get a rise out of people? Because I could just say the T word and, dude, it just sparks this whole fire, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, yes, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I think it's funny. I really do, because people really act out of emotion. Like, can you have that much hate for a dude who's done nothing to you? You know what I'm saying? Like nothing personally, dudes have shot you, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and whatever. But you're gonna hold this dude, like, you hate this dude with the passion for what? for trying to make America great again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Trying
So
to save you money, trying to bring the economy back.
yeah, exactly. And they just don't get it. Even I'm just like, hey, you guys like living in poverty. I've been locked up already. I don't like to be dictated, really.
Yeah.
So
Well, we just want to welcome you to the podcast.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Welcome.
thank you,
Absolutely.
thank
Thank
you.
you for being here.
You know, we try not to talk over each other, but if you got something to say, don't stay quiet.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, we try not to over talk each other, but yeah, man, we want your input. We don't want you to just be silent there. You know,
Yeah.
There's a mic in front of you for a reason.
Yep.
Because we want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah.
Because we're just, here's the thing. None of us are experts. We're not journalists. We're not none of those things.
Nope.
We're
Yeah.
just regular guys talking about things that we see in the news or things that's happening around the world. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
cough
and
drop
like
or
I said,
something.
I don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? I follow news. I watch stuff. So if I'm wrong, correct me on it. You know what I'm saying? You guys
Yeah.
probably have heard more of it than I have. So
Carl says, I always tell Trump haters, but the egg prices are down. Yeah, I got some for that one too. Wait, do I?
We're gonna find out.
Clapping.
there you go.
All right. So what's the first topic?
Well, why don't we talk about the shutdown? I know people freaked out.
So the shutdown. Yeah.
The shutdown, reopen.
My thing is this.
The
it's
shut
not so-
reopen.
I don't know if you want to talk about the shutdown. My thing is kind of getting it straight on what causes it, because what I see happening in social media is people are blaming certain branches of a certain branch of our government that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to talk about it. I know you guys probably know what's going on, but kind of explain more of what a government shutdown is.
What it is or why it's shut down?
Both. Because people just...
What's the
it's-
process of it being shut
Yeah,
down?
because it seems like people are just going on emotions and memes. And they end up just getting angry like at Trump or whatever. And I'm just like, he has... what? He's not the one shutting down.
Yeah.
So...
Go ahead.
No, I go ahead. What do you got in front of you?
I got nothing. I didn't. I
okay.
have what about the reopening. I didn't.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
But from my understanding in my research, what it is it's healthcare. It's insurance rates wanting to go up. The insurance companies are wanting to raise all of their co-pays and their premiums, and they're wanting to raise all of it. All these different insurance companies, right? That are the big dogs, right? We're not talking about the little guys. We're talking big wigs here. And they're all wanting to go ahead and do it. One of the hidden agendas is and you know, obviously Carl and Felipe, if he gets on here, like they'll correct me, which I'm good with. But one of the other things is that they are trying to have health care for illegal immigrants. And that's one of the big things of why they wanted to shut it down. John Kennedy, the comedian, that guy was saying about how a lot of the stuff that they took out during Tesla, what's old boy's name? Elon?
Yeah.
Elon Musk?
Yeah, when Elon went ahead and he was doing his Doge thing in the beginning of this year, all of those, remember all those things we were talking about? Okay, so a lot of that stuff has been taken out, and that's some of the stuff that they want brought
Yeah,
back
they want
in.
it brought back.
Right.
They refuse to vote to open the government.
Not on all of it, but a lot of it they want brought back in.
Yeah.
Where for me, when I'm looking at these Democrats, right? Like I'm looking at these people like your wash money is getting literally washed away. And you figured out how to scheme and get your money in crooked ways, and insurance is one of those ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those big wigs. And somehow, some way, I don't know. That's just my opinion on the matter, but that's why they shut it down, for the insurance reasons and for the illegal immigrants of having health care.
Yeah.
So that's my understanding of it. That's not me listening to TikTok all day or running through Instagram or anything like that. That's the study that listening to Caroline and then listening to them go from there. And then I just I black hole, or what is it called? The rabbit hole. I rabbit hole in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in my research, because I definitely am not reading any MSNBC or CNN. I only read that here because I'm not going to rabbit hole on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and then just my spill on it is what just sitting back and seeing what Elon and them were doing in the beginning of the year, and just exposing everything that was being corrupted, like where all this money was going and everything like that. I think they're mad because they ain't getting that payout no more. So let's just say it's for illegals. You know what I'm saying? But on the same note,
hey, are you racist to Mexicans?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, very. Hey, you think Cesar Chavez was bad,
especially
bro?
ex-cons?
Especially ex-cons. They should never be here. Never. Send them to El Salvador.
Those Mexican ex-cons.
Especially the ones with all the tattoos. Like, I'm so glad I never went to prison. But no, and I've been there and I've done that. That's why I don't like socialism, bro. You can't, you know what I'm saying? I've been a prisoner, and you can't tell me when I can't come out myself.
Yeah,
it's the beauty of the United States of America, bro.
That's right. The
land of the free. So, but yeah, so for me, that's what I kind of what went through my head is they're just blocking everything because this big old, what is it, $1.75 trillion for immigrant healthcare.
Yeah.
For me, I just think it's a payout for them. They're just gonna say it's for them, but really, for example, right? I kind of get it because I was at Walmart earlier this week. I think it was Saturday, and so I'm walking. I'm cashing out and everything like that, and this lady's complaining that she didn't get her food. She got half of her food stamps and half of her cash aid.
Yeah.
And so I get it. You know what I'm saying? There are people that really need it. You know what I'm saying? American citizens that just have that. They're down on their luck. So I get it. I understand. I mean, I've used it. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest with you. But once I got on my feet, I don't need it no more. I don't need it no more. And I've been putting it back into it since, So kind of like unemployment or workman's comp or anything like that. If I don't need to use it, I don't need to use it, bro. So, but then I follow her out. And, she's a bigger woman, but I see her squeeze into the smallest Mercedes-Benz out there.
Oh, I thought you were joking about the Mercedes.
No, she squeezed into a Mercedes-Benz.
Big people need love, too.
Bro, off of the state. And I was just like, oh, my God, is that where my tax... I can't even drive a Mercedes-Benz because they're taxing me so much. So, I don't know, bro. Like, for me, I see a lot of memes that say, hey, do a background check on people. You know what I'm saying? Have people submit their applications and actually have people go out there and check out how their means of living. Yeah. Because let's keep it real. The last time I was at the welfare department, it was when COVID kicked in, and they told me they weren't going to give me no Medicare or anything, bro. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And they were like, well, are you illegal? I said, no, I'm a citizen. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, yeah, but you've had a job in the previous month or so. And I'm like, oh, man, all right, whatever. So I spun off. But then I see all these Escalades and everything out in the parking lot. And I'm like,
yeah.
So I mean, for me, it's just a big old scam, bro. Yeah, I know people use it, but there are those that really need it. I know
it's another subject, but why is it that to get a job, you have to drug test, but to get these benefits, you don't?
Come on.
Well, that's not another subject. I think that should be part of the subject.
It's just makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And just.
I've said it many a times. I'll say it many times again. That needs to be capped. You got a year, cap it. 2 years max. I mean, do you hear some of these people? What is it? 20 hours a month?
Yeah.
Is it 15 hours a month or something like that?
Yeah.
Right?
15, 20 hours, something like that.
So, a month.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean?
I got to move?
And it's just like, yeah, oh my goodness, dude. And then squeezing into a Mercedes is hilarious, man.
When I was pastoring in Stockton, we rented off. It was a second building. I don't know if you remember this. We had classrooms on the outside, and then we had another far building, and we rented it out to a Head Start building. So Head Start is low income families for the most part, as far as they're coming in.
Yep.
And we used to trip out, myself and the senior pastor. We used to stand out there, and we would see Lexuses, BMWs. Yep. Eddie Bauer 4Runners, dude. I mean, we would see all kinds of cars. So we would look in our parking lot, look at our cars. We'd look at their cars.
Yep.
And be like, dude, what are we doing wrong? Mm-hmm. Like they're coming up, with some nice vehicles, man. And they're dropping off, 3-4 kids, and it's like, dude, this is crazy. And it was just so weird. Now this would have been. We moved into that building. We got married in 99. So in the year 2000, we moved into that building. So by the time we renovated that other building, it was probably 2002. So from 2002 to 2008, dude, we would see all Lincolns. I mean, it was crazy though. And this was the low income, impoverished community that had government benefits. And this was 20 some years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have they been stripping the system? How long have they been doing this?
Yeah.
The thing is, at this point, what's it called when you enable somebody? You enable somebody.
That's what you call it.
Yeah, you call it. Yeah, you enable somebody, and eventually they expect it, and that's what we have created. Because you go back 200 years, 300, 500 years, you're gonna eat or you're gonna starve. You're gonna work or you're gonna hunt. You know what I mean? That's just. And we, as a society, as a culture, have become lazy. Not only lazy, but we expect it. And when they don't give it, then it's like, oh, the government don't care about us.
That's right. Dummies.
At what point should you have depended on? Now, don't get me wrong. I have benefited from programs too.
Yeah.
At times of need.
Yeah.
When Sharon first got her brain surgery. When Sharon first got diagnosed and sick, she went to, before I knew her, she went to Universal Studios, got on a ride. By the time she was off, her face was drooping and clear liquid was coming out of her nose. She had to go to the ER. They thought she was stroking. And that's what started her issues. From the age of 13 till 40-something, she worked her whole life. She didn't live off of food stamps or none of that. She worked hard. As a teenager, she was a parent, I think at 14 or 15, had her own apartment, her own job, and this and that. You know what I mean? So, and then all of a sudden, she can't work.
Yeah.
And she didn't know what to do. That's when she was doing PHP.
Yeah.
And everything had to stop. And so in the hospital, a social worker came and said, Sharon was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lose my place if I can't work. I don't have a husband. I'm gonna lose my house. So because of the fact that it was medical, because it was this and that, she got Section 8 housing. She had that, and a couple years later, she met me. She moved up here. She was with Abraham in Section 8 housing. I married her. I moved into that Section 8 house, and I'm like, yeah, we're not going to live like this. And because I understand as a single mom, I get it with the brain stuff. And she had to have surgery while she was here. I mean, it was hard what she went through. But the moment she healed up, we got married. And I think within 3 months, that's when I found the place where I lived at for all these years.
I remember that.
And I remember she asked the landlord, she goes, well, do you take Section 8? And he says, no. So at that point, I'm like, you make a choice. I said, we're going to sink or swim here, and
For the
she
record.
chose to give it up. She chose to give it. Oh, man. Wait.
For the record. For the record. For the record. For the record.
But we both chose to give it up. We both chose it. And it could be a scary thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you sink or swim, but the thing is that we were at a place, that's when I was working Uber and Lyft. I did that for 3.5 years, and trying to build this church and we did it, and she got off of it. And the thing was that the Section 8 was going to hold you in a certain demographic, in a certain neighborhood your whole life.
Yeah.
And you end up, what we're going to do? Raise Abraham in a drug and gang infested neighborhood? No, we're going to let that go. And we're going to pay rent like adults do, and work for it. And whether it's Uber, whether it's Lyft, I'm painting, I'm selling paintings at galleries, whatever is it I had to do. we're going to pay that rent because I'm not dependent on the government. And she didn't want to depend on the government.
Yeah.
That was good for what it was.
Yeah.
And that's it. So we're thankful. I'm thankful we are a great nation because we have those programs. But the problem is when people become where they expect it. And then the moment the government don't do it, it's like, oh, government sucks. Government's mean, this and that. No, man. Anyways, I talked long enough, but anyways.
It says here, this is off the New York, by the way.
New York Times?
Yeah. The Senate, with the help, this article was written yesterday, I believe it was. Yesterday. It says updated to November 11th. But anyways, the Senate, with the help of the Democratic defectors, passed the bill to end the longest government shutdown without the health insurance subsides Democrats long demanded. The earliest the House will vote is Wednesday. And then you come down here. The Senate passed legislation on Monday night to end the nation's longest government shutdown after a critical splinter group of Democrats joined with Republicans and backed a spending package that omitted the chief concession their party had spent weeks demanding. The 60-40 vote on day 41 of the shutdown signaled a break in the gridlock that had shuttered the government for weeks, leaving hundreds of thousands of federal workers furlong, millions of Americans at risk. Come all the way down here. It will still take days to reopen the government. Speaker Mike Johnson on Monday urged House members who have not held a vote in nearly 2 months as they took an extended recess during the shutdown to begin the process of returning to Washington right now. At the White House, Mr. Trump said that he approved of the plan. We'll be opening up our country very quickly, he said, calling the package very good. And it continues to go on and on different, like I said, you guys can get on there and it's the New York Times. I mean, you know, when you get into these certain type of news, you're going to get what you're going to get. It's always going to be one-sided. I heard a bunch of different rumors. I've never heard of the 41 day, and something along the lines of on day 41, President Trump, if it went longer than 41 days, then the president of the United States had the full right and full to do whatever he wanted to do. Didn't need the 60 votes, didn't need any of that. That they're going to move.
He could supersede.
There you go. I think that's the word that they use, as a matter of fact.
I didn't know that.
I don't know that either. Okay. That's why I said I don't know if it's a rumor or not. But I was just because it's kind of interesting that I heard that rumor probably about 15, 20 days ago, and they opened it on day 41.
Well, you know, another thing too we can't ignore is the fact that the Democrats were holding it out to use it as fuel because it was in the middle of elections, voting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the moment the elections are over, the next day they want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
That lets you know, man. I mean, it just lets you know. So many people were blaming Trump, people were blaming Republicans, but the fact is the moment the voting happened, they were willing to talk and it opened. That means they were holding hostage the people that were hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they literally
they're pawns.
They literally use that language as being leverage.
Yes, that's the word.
The hungry people. Yeah, we know some families will not be able to eat. Yeah, we know some families are going to have trouble paying their rent. Yeah, we know that there's going to be families, but this is our leverage. If we let go of this leverage, like numerous of them Democrats were saying that kind of stuff.
They're not leverage, they're people. That's the thing.
Well, they said this is great for the Democrat Party.
Yeah. This is great.
You know, and it's crazy because how many of you guys, if your girl was like, you know what, I'm out, I'm done, I already got somebody else, I'm sick and tired of you, you're good for nothing, and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you get a call. And the attorney says, Mr. So-and-so, you have an inheritance. You're going to receive $2.5 million. Cool. And then she said, you know, I know I haven't left yet. You know, and I know I said a lot of things because I was emotional.
Didn't mean it.
Yeah, you know, I didn't completely mean it. I maybe I overreacted. You know, you have been trying lately. I will give you that. I've noticed you have been trying. Like who would do that, right?
Yeah.
I would just tell her, hey, well, give me a hug. And when she came in for it, I'd say, hey, psych, get out of here.
But see, here's the Democrat Party, right? So here's the Democrat. They're all this stuff. The election goes through. Is it the next day?
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yeah. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
You know?
Let's. Okay, I'm willing to hear your side of the story now that Mamdani's in. And California's going to be Democrat for the next 25, 30 years.
So I'm just to kind of chime in on because people were worried about eating and this, that, and whatever. And this is how great our country is. I've seen so many pantries open.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people like, hey, they're giving free food here. Hey, like
we do it here.
Even at my grandson's school, they started giving food out every Friday until this shutdown is over. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow, like there were some restaurants that were open for a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was just like, man, that's what America is. You know what I'm saying? We're looking out for each other. Where Democrats are just looking out for themselves, bro. It's a payout to them, and that's all it is. And I feel bad, bro, because some people are so brainwashed with it, like especially with skin color, right? Like you guys asked if I was racist earlier. I say it playing jokingly, right? But because we're kingdom minded now, bro. What does it say? Who's gonna go to heaven? Is Mexicans gonna go to heaven? Is blacks gonna go to heaven? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, believers
Jews and Gentiles. Know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna go to heaven, bro. If you're a believer, if you claim Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you repent and change from all your ways, bro. So I don't look at race no more, bro. I'm gonna look at you as a human being, and I mean, if I feel a certain way, I feel a certain way. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Check this out. I was in our warehouse at where I work, and there was a guy. He works for a company because we have an umbrella company, and they own several companies. So he was working for a sister company under the umbrella company of us. And so he was a driver, and we're talking, we're just chit chatting. I'd seen him around because I'm in my office, and I came out to the warehouse, and we're just cutting it up. And I said, well, hey man, I said, when you're driving, what do you do? You listen to music? And I asked him, so are you a music guy or are you a podcaster? And he was like, both. And I said, you a Rogan guy? Right? And, and then he was like, nah, man, I can't flip flops, man. He doesn't understand the normal person and da-da-da. He's on his high horse and, all these different things.
You can ask me.
And so we're, man, that's a good looking guy right there.
For the record.
No.
Stop lying.
For the record.
Hey, my mother said. And so anyway, so we start talking, and he starts saying how, Joe Rogan and all these podcast guys, they forgot where they came from. They don't understand. They don't understand how hard it is. How we need after school programs. We need all these benefits. And then it started going into the shutdown, and right? How all these people, don't understand. And so we're sitting there, we're talking, we're having a good conversation. I'd never met the guy other than I'd seen him around, but I never talked to him to this first time. And I said, let me ask you a question. I said, how old are you? And he's an older guy. I said, you got retirement? He said, yeah, I do. So what do you got? I said, I got 401k. I said, how's it work? He goes, I don't know, man. I said, you don't know how it works? No. What other options you got? Right? We're having this conversation in the warehouse about finances. And I start breaking this stuff down to him in about 5-6 minutes. And he looked at me. He was like, man, I didn't know that and everything else. And then I asked him, I said, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. I said, from the 6 minutes that I started explaining to you till right now, did anything change in your status? He goes, no. I said, but did you just now learn how you can use that for leverage? He goes, yeah. I said, then why are these people that have money? I don't understand what you're saying. You're trying to say that just because they got money, they're in a different status and you can never have that same opportunity. You just got information that can change your situation, right? And he got quiet and he goes, yeah, I guess so. And it's just like, listen, man.
You get him on the Zoom?
About to. That's next conversation. But it was just funny because they don't, it's we've been so short-sighted for so long and just blinded for so long, and they're just so caught in their emotions. But at the same time, I understand what he's saying, because what you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
And that's the thing. And so what gets me is like, when as a business owner, I'd get people asking me for help in to leverage my business because they wanted to come over, and family, mind you, some of them. Can I come over and work for you so my wife can have a baby in the United States? Because she gets free health care. She gets free assistance for the first year, and all this stuff. And I was like, dude, and I had me and my wife had to deal with it. And I told her, I said, I'll face your family. It don't matter. I'm not doing that. I disagree. And so my wife took a backlash because of that. But we were willing to take that because I said, dude, I'm not putting my business at risk. And at the same time, dude, you're pulling from my family. That's my tax dollars, man. Seriously. And that's the other part to it. And it's like, dude, you're leveraging me when there's nothing we can leverage from you because you're not giving anything. You're sending it back to Mexico.
Yep.
So how you want me to feel about that? And it's like, well, you're racist. Dude, I'm Mexican. Whatever. you know?
Would you tell him I'm Mexican, so I can be?
Yeah,
I'm Mexican, so I can
it's
be.
like you're racist. Like, dude, we're family. What do you mean? We're the same. It's like I don't understand. I don't understand. But people are gonna have their mindset. People are gonna have whatever. But ultimately, man, this is why I love capitalism. This is why I love the United States of America, because we have an opportunity to do something. Every one of you have an opportunity to do something that if you really, I tell our young sales guys, I said, if you're driving 2-3 hours a day and you're not growing and learning, dude, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault. What's holding you back from jumping on YouTube or Spotify?
Yeah. Hello, Francis Allen.
All of this stuff. And yet, if they started a minimum wage job, they're probably only going to make a couple $100, if that, or the same they're going to make on welfare, right? But you never get a raise in welfare. You never get a promotion.
Yeah.
You never get self-respect. And it's like, dude, but that's the part that's lacking in it.
Sounds like great marketing to me.
Right? It's like you never get any of that. But if you work, dude, you can work, you can start at McDonald's. What's the best way to get a job when you have a job? That's the best way to get a job is when you have a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know this subject is going away from what we got started with, but you got to understand what you're saying. It's all in the marketing, and they do a phenomenal job of it.
No, hands
You
down,
just
bro.
said it. You just said it yourself. If you go get a part-time job or you go get a minimum wage job, you're going to make a couple $100 more than off of welfare.
To begin.
Yeah.
Yes,
At minimum wage. No. We're saying minimum wage. No, we're not talking raises or none of that. We're saying minimum wage. It's a couple $100. And the way they flip it to you is look at all the time you take out of your own life to go make only a couple $100 more, when you can sit and you do this, and we'll give it to you. Is that a couple $100 worth your time? You know what? It's not. Yeah, I'll just stay here and let you work for me. So, and that's what it is. Great marketing. In my opinion, bro, it's phenomenal marketing.
But if the person is thinking and they go, well, a couple $100, but what are my options besides that? I can go to school. I can get a Pell Grant. I can get scholarships.
Yeah, that takes way. But
that I know. I fully comprehend it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying this to the person who actually wants to do better.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a different conversation.
And that's like and not to get off topic, but with Abraham, right? He was working with me, right? And he knew nothing about these doors, right? And I told him, look, Abraham,
he didn't even know how to close them or open them.
Yeah, exactly. But I would tell him, look, bro, you could sit here for a year or two. I go, but soak up everything I'm giving you.
Yeah.
I go, my goal is for you to get even higher up the ladder, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's with these new kids that I'm training. I tell them all the time, look, I'm going to show you guys a way. Make it your own. Conquer it. As long as you get the same end outcome, bro, make it your own. That's what I did. I go, but ultimately, this might be a season for you. It might be a lifetime. I don't know. I go, there's room for growth. We got everything here. I go, but the most important thing is make yourself worth more money. Soak in everything I'm giving you. And a lot of them, a lot of kids nowadays want to be influencers and YouTube influencers and this, that, and whatever. So they don't want to learn a trade. Where I'm willing to treat, like I tell them, bro, if you guys do even better than me, I'm gonna be cheering you on from down here. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you guys to do better, especially at a younger age. I want you guys to retire at 56. You know what I mean? Well, I won't look like that, but especially here in California. But for the most part, I want them to be able to do something even greater, do something better. I want them to be better than me. I want them to understand that, the product and everything like that. So I don't know if that fits into what you're talking about, but for me, I just sit back and I just think that if we would all just kind of push our kids to kind of learn and get on that mentality instead of a handout, then dude.
Because think about the Mas. Let's say a kid's not going to do the trades. Maybe he's not going to be a tradesman. Maybe he's going to be a white collar. Yeah. And he's going to work in whatever field, financial field, bank, whatever he's going to do. But if he learns to work with his hands, how's that? That's going to benefit him if he owns a home. Yeah. That's going to benefit him. Even if he doesn't even if he's not going to take the time to remodel, if he understands the process, you think he's not going to be able to have an intelligent conversation with a contractor and to know who knows what they're doing or who might be scheming?
I know a lot of people that never have their hands in the trade, but they know blueprints. They know how to lay everything out, and they go out there and mark everything, bro, and they walk away, and everybody else builds.
And they don't know how to do the labor.
Yeah, they don't know know nothing about the labor.
Absolutely, but if you have at least the general idea of the process of what it is, you're not going to get took. Yeah, it's harder for you to get took. Exactly, it's harder. It doesn't mean you can't, but it's harder for you to get took. If you understand finances, it's harder for you to get took. Yeah, if you can, and that's what it's like. If you can understand and just put some of these things in there as a young man, in today's culture, and just not get on all the assistant stuff, and be able to work your way through it. I was telling some of our young adults in the other day, and they said, what's the best thing I can do? Like, give me 3 things. And I said, the number one thing, in my opinion, is as a young single man, is take at least 1 or twice a month to spend find a man in the church that is married, has children, there's fruitfulness in their life, their wife likes them, right? That's a big deal.
That's key.
Exactly. And go have dinner with that family once a month at least. You will get more out of those 2 or 3 hours than you will all the foolishness on a Friday night and Saturday night of all the kids you raise. I said, I'm not saying not to do that and have fun, but if you can include that into your life, you will gain wisdom because you're going to hear how a father speaks to his kids. Yep. You're going to see how a man treats his wife in a household and see. It's kind of like looking at a fish aquarium. You're going to see them in their environment. Yeah. And you go, well, how did we get that from the government shutdown? Because the mindset is so backwards in today's culture. Yeah. And to pull them back into that, to not needing that, we're here because so many think they need it and they don't know how to get out of that.
You know what's funny is last night I watched that movie, The Forge. Have you guys watched it before? Yeah, and it's kind of
I've seen like 5 times this year.
And it's kind of cool because kind of like what you're talking about. It's like reeling our kids back in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To a better mindset, to an extent, bro. It's being kingdom minded and skipping that poverty mindset that they need to depend on this. No, only person you need to depend on is Jesus. Take that leap of faith and see where it goes.
We see this happen a lot. Is people get dependent. I mean, you go to the scriptures. When the Hebrews were slaves, they got used to their housing provided for them. They got used to their beds being provided for them. They got used to their meals being provided for them. So the moment Pharaoh drove them away, they started blaming Moses. They're like, we're better off back with EBT. We're better off back with welfare. Snap. Because we're out here. You left us and brought us out here to the desert to die. Yep. So what did God do? He says, you know what? I got to let this generation die. Because how do you reverse it? Because you have created an entire generation of people that don't know how to do for themselves. That's why God had to raise up a Joshua. Yeah. Moses was a leader. He was a type of leader they needed. But Joshua was going to take it further with the new generation to say, we're going to fight Because remember, they didn't even want to fight for it. They went to the promised land. They're like, oh man, there's
Giants.
It's beautiful, but man, there's giants. And Joshua was like, you know what? No, man, God gave it to us. I'm going to take what's mine.
Yeah.
You know, and so God had to let the whole generation die off. Why? So Joshua can raise up men to say, I want what God's going to give us, and I'm going to go for it. I'm not going to live off of manna like my mom and dad did. That's praise God that God provided.
Yeah.
But I ain't going to live off of manna.
Nope.
You know, I'm going to live off of what I work for, and I'm going to work for this. I'm going to work for that. We have created a generation of people that expect. So now when Snap closes or shuts down, people don't know what to do anymore. You know what I mean? And so how do you reverse that? It's just created this horrible mentality that I'm convinced the Democrats want. They want them at their not the disposal. Just they want them to please give us more, please give us programs. So here's another point. So then when the Republicans want to say, no, you know what, you need to better yourself, you need to work, you need to get a job, they're like, oh, you're mean. You know, I remember our grandfather.
Why are you being mean?
Our grandfather said, if you don't work, you don't eat.
That's biblical.
That's biblical. You don't work,
biblical.
you don't eat, man. You know, and that's the way most parents are. Like, hey man, you're 18. You better give to this household some way, somehow. Because you know how hard it would be if you go and get your own household? You got it good.
I told my boys, I said, you got till January 1st to make up your mind. And I said, what is that? I said, you're going to pay rent, or you guys are going to shack up in the same room.
Hello, Barbara Valenzuela. Thank you for joining us.
You know, I said, I've got a 4-year-old now who's sleeping in my room. Why is it that I'm paying the price and I pay all the bills? So you got till January 1st, and I'm going to give you the rent price. You guys can pay rent, which is going to alleviate pressure from me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because what do I want that for? Or Ezra gets his own room. Dad, we can't share a room. Why? You're 22 and 23. What do you mean you can't?
Yeah, I share the cell.
And I keep on telling them, and they're
Put a
looking,
toilet in the room.
on this part after January 1st. Ask me if tell me if I'm not going to keep my word. Y'all can ask me about it after January 1st.
Oh man, dude!
Ask somebody.
This ain't even where we started, man. We started from a government shutdown to now.
I'm kicking my kids out. That's what I'm doing.
Get out my house,
Justin. No,
I brought you in this world. I'll take you out.
but you know, it's just the mentality and
wrong button.
I meant this one.
But no, and you know what, David, you're right, because the devil's mentality, even in the church. So many Christians want to live off of blessings or live off of a miracle, and not on blessings.
Yeah,
signs and wonders.
I want God to heal my lung cancer, but I don't want to stop smoking.
Well, no, I'm not even saying that. Let's not. I'm not even talking about the dynamic mirror. I'm talking about, let's say, financial.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh my God, how, you know,
provide.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know, they're waiting for somebody for God to give them a miracle, and somebody gives them $300, and they're crying on Facebook. Oh my God, God bless me. That's wonderful, dude. That God bailed you out. What about next month?
What if you're just like, God, I need finances, and he hands you a piece of paper and a pen? What's this? It's an application.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but so many, you know, but Christians want, they want the miracle, but they don't want to live in the blessing.
Okay, I mean, in that realm right there, we'll take Patrick whenever he did his circle, right? It was Patrick Ben David against the 20 people.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right? And the kid says, why should I, I can't get a job and this and that, whatever. Crazy. And the dude was complaining about whoop-de-whoop, all about I can't get a job. Yeah. So Patrick Ben David said, well, you know what? I'll give you a job. He's all this and that, whatever Patrick Ben David had said. He was like, well, what is the work or how much does it pay? He answered something. He's all, see the problem right there? I just gave you an opportunity and you needed to find out what it was to see if you thought it carried value. That's the problem right there. It's not that they can't go get it. It's that they think they're worth something. This is something that I like to say in corporate America. You ain't worth nothing. That's just real. And I don't care if you agree with me or not. You are a simple number. You know what you are? This is how valuable you are. That you are replaceable. It's exactly like you said. The only way you cannot be replaceable is when you make value from that company. When that company sends you to school to learn their product, so that way they think they're using you more. Now you can sack off because they spent thousands of dollars on you. Now you're valuable to them. If you're not doing anything like that, you are a simple number. You are replaceable.
You create value.
That's plain and simple.
You create value.
Yep. It's
value.
It's one of the main reasons. And if you say no, bye.
What did Cholo Sugar say?
He said, people are waiting for that one big miracle. Kingdom Airbrush said, blessings, brother. Love you. Talk. Preach it.
But you know, I know we'll jump on the next subject. But when I was youth pastoring, me and our senior pastor, we were one time we were doing a deal with all of our young people, and he asked them. He says, "How much do you want to make?" Talking to the young people, "How much do you want to make?" Mm-hmm. And they were, "Oh, I don't know." And he said, he goes, "Understand this: you determine how much you make.
You do.
You do. Yeah. Well, how is that? Your value. Your value is going to determine what you're worth."
Yeah.
Ultimately. And if you don't have value in your own eyes, you ain't worth much.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Well, that goes back to when people say, you know, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. So what are you doing toward it? Well, I'm working my job. Where do you work at? At a grocery store.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you make in a month? When do you want to make $1 million? In a year? Really?
Yeah.
How about 5 years? Let's add up what your paycheck is after 5 years. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. You want what you want. You're not making it a reality because of the work. It's not, you know what I mean? It's just not working. The math don't math, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? It's the same thing with somebody that has a business. You know, like I have a taco shop. I want to make $1 million this year. How many tacos do you have to sell to make $1 million?
We actually, you know what? We did that. We did that in a practice situation.
Yeah.
And we figured out, okay, if it's going to cost 65 cents to make a taco, right? And you're charging $2 per taco. So you're making all
do
this
the math.
and you start doing the math. And it's like, so how many tacos is it going to take for you to be a millionaire? And so you start numbering these times. You're like, dude, I can't do that off of one truck. Oh, so you got to invest and have two trucks.
Yeah.
So now you got to have employees. And now you got to have all this overhead.
This is stuff people don't think of. They just like, oh, I'm going to make this. I'm going to do that. Now, if you want to make 100,000, maybe that's more doable. But you got to be realistic on what it is that you're going to make according to what you want to do.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So another thing is like just climbing up the ladder of your goals. You eventually want to hit $1 million, but hey, let's make a realistic goal.
Most people are not going to make $1 million if you're working to make somebody else rich.
Yeah.
David,
that's the reality. You'll make somebody else $1 million.
Yeah.
The best year of when I was an independent contractor, because you're the only one that knew me at that time.
Yeah.
You know, and well, we kind of knew each other a little bit, but you knew the ins and the outs. The best year as an independent contractor in revenue, we hit over $900,000 in 1 year.
There's a Christian channel.
Oh, and it's a quiet pause.
Oh, because he was asking, is this a Catholic channel or a Christian channel?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone?
Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
he's thanking her because this guy keeps coughing.
And so, David, when our company hit $900,000, almost $1 million in revenue.
Yeah.
What was I living in?
Little trailer.
They had cold running water. That was about it. My kids were living inside my parents' house. We lived in a 19-foot trailer because I was digging out our business.
What is a Christian? Hello. Welcome to our channel. And Carlos Arroyo. What's up, brother?
And building a business, buying equipment, buying trucks, getting employees, putting on payroll, paying an accountant, paying this, paying that.
All that overhead.
And exactly, all the overhead. We almost hit $1 million in revenue as a small business.
Yeah.
And so when I hear this stuff talking about taxing, those businesses that are that are hitting $1 million.
Yeah.
David, did I make $1 million? No.
Yeah.
I didn't make $1 million. I barely had enough money to live in a 19-foot trailer that was free.
Yeah.
And have my family.
Empty tomb. Raise the prices starting with Tino.
Where'd you say that?
He says next time anyone complains about beet prices, I'm going to tell them pay for a percentage of match.
I didn't even say anything about the beet prices, man. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, man, I called this dude up, man. I haven't even bought not one beat yet, man. I haven't even got started yet, man. Shoot, I gotta hurry up and get it done. Dude, I said I want to make an album before my last album before I was 50, bro. Like, dude, I'm just trying. I better hurry up. Yes,
Start with the advertisement with the Tino's Taco Wrap, bro.
That's funny. But no, just people don't understand. And if you've never had a business, you've never been a business owner, you've never been an entrepreneur, you never worked through that, you don't understand what you're talking about. As far as and them kind of putting back. But I know we beat that dead horse on the government shutdown.
We got 1 hour.
I know,
Oh man, but let's keep it moving.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Let's hit the Mamdani effect because the very next day, the communist is asking for money. The communist socialist is asking for money. Did y'all see that?
I don't even know what to put. What am I looking up on this fool?
Fool. Now, I think you looked it up right, pretty good right there.
So, as you guys know,
Whatever you want to look.
Mamdani won the mayor of New York. That's the 5 boroughs. And he is, we can talk about him being Muslim. That's a whole other thing. But the fact that he says he's a socialist.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wants to offer everything free. He's already had free buses. Today I heard that he said that he's going to arrest any ICE agents in New York. It was weird. What was weird was the fact of this.
They're not going to. Can you imagine the New York Police Department getting called to do that?
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
That ain't happening, dude.
That ain't going to happen. But here's the thing. This is what's weird. Is across the country, they had this no kings thing against Trump.
I know.
But when he won mayor, he was acting like he just got crowned a knight.
He did.
He's like, he started challenging the president. City. He started challenging the president and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're a mayor, bro. Not even a governor. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird, man. Weird.
New York City, watch your goats. Watch your goats.
I was like, it took me a second.
So,
you know what I would like to just see, dude? I would like to just see goats in New York, dude. Just I saw an AI TikTok where it says, ever since Mamdani has taken over, he's given us new police cars, and this dude right here on the head is sirens.
yeah.
It's sirens, and he's riding a camel.
Wow.
Oh my God!
I guess
that's better than a child.
I seen this reel.
That's what they call them.
Oh, so I seen this
God.
reel yesterday, and I don't know if I sent it to you or not.
Oh man!
But so I seen this. They were rotisserie something, right? They're doing this whole little dance, and it's just a clowning meme, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck kind of animal is that? It was a camel, bro. And I was like, what the heck? They're celebrating in New York or something like that. I was like,
What's
man.
crazy though, I mean, and seriousness is how the Muslims were right there in Manhattan. And they started saying things, saying that we are not going to stop until Islam has hit every home in America. And I'm watching this with my wife, and I look at her, and I said, over my dead body.
Yep.
And it's like, this is exactly what we're talking about. The very nature of that religion is they say, it means submission. Yeah, to cause your enemies to submit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and so that led to that. And he's over there with the trans flag. He's over there with the rainbow flag. He's trying to please everybody to get his votes. But the people behind him, the Muslims behind him, are talking crazy, man.
Yep.
Did you guys see this tweet? I'm not going to play it all. I'll probably play about 30 seconds of it. It's Zohar Mamdani's intern.
Oh,
Hadika.
this one.
Yes.
You already had it ready to go.
That's what I was gonna play.
Okay, go for it.
Play
No,
it.
it's all you.
Play it because the sound hits it from the
go
top.
Oh.
That this is all, and the true believer knows that none of this is in vain, that this is all jihad, that this is all ibadah, and that this is all counted for by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so the conversation of doxing, the conversation of getting arrested and suspended. I think it's time for Muslims to start to say, all right, so what? Do what you want. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, because it's about time to do that. And I know everybody has their own families and has an education and everything. Just a question. We don't want to get doxxed, and we don't want to get suspended, and we don't want to get arrested. How gangsta are you? That's just my question. How much are you willing to do it? And I know everyone has their own risk levels, but at the end of the day, that's a question to ask ourselves. How committed am I to this? To what extent of my personal material gains am I willing to sacrifice for this bigger noble cause? And subhanAllah, I truly believe that when your heart is in the right place.
How gangster are you? How gangster are you?
So right now in Nigeria, they're killing Christians, but they can't stop because every time they kill 35, 100 more rise up.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot stop Christ. You cannot stop his kingdom. You cannot stop what Christ has established. He says, on this rock, I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. I don't care if it's Islam. I don't care if it's atheism or communism. Yeah, they might be threats, and yes, we should talk about it, but ultimately, you cannot stop the kingdom of God. He says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through me. You know what I mean? So the fact is this, is that people can say what they want, but the church of the Lord that he established on this earth will never be stopped. And to hear stuff like that, and to hear stuff like what I'm talking about, it's stomach turning.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just ridiculous, you know, and I get it. I'm not, you better be careful, because you really want America to show you how gangster? Are you sure? Because we got gangster World War II with Japan. We got gangster in Iraq when Saddam Hussein ended up on the gallows. We got gangster when Osama bin Laden got taken out in his own house. So you sure you want to tell America how gangster are you?
Bunker buster?
I mean, didn't Iran just get their whole nuclear sites bunker busted?
Yeah.
But like I said, man, who am I? I'm just talking.
The thing is a lot of people fail to read, like I don't know where she's from or whatever, but maybe those people bail down. They have to remember that they're in this big old great United States of America, bro. And, you know, them country boys from down south and everything like that, amongst others, bro, they're not going to sit here and just take that. They're crazy.
My thing is this. My children were coming up to me. My children came up and they all asked, Dad, how can he promise all of that stuff? I said like this. I promise you I am going to stop making you pay for buses. I promise you I'm going to raise the taxes. I promise you subways will be free. That's how. Did you believe me? They were like, what? I said, exactly. What? Everything he promised, he can't do.
Did you hear the governor? Where they asked the governor?
Which governor?
The governor of New York.
No.
And she was like, no, I'm not supporting that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then the other thing is, too, is
it's not even up to the mayors, to the
the governor, right. So then
he's
I
just
told
talking
my
at the
children,
side of his neck.
they're all, well, who's in charge of that? I said, the governor. I said, now let me explain to you. I said, now if Mamdani became a mayor over here, he would get to do all of the stuff that he promised.
Yeah.
Because of Newsom.
Because of Mamdani too.
Uh-huh.
That's why. Mamdani 1 and Mamdani 2.
It's like they're European, huh? Hello, mummy. So the thing about it is like, and they're like, oh, I said, so man, let's hope to God that California doesn't get Islamic mayor and then get to just do whatever he wants to do. So.
Yeah, man.
But the church likes to hide in the four walls, and we like to just minister to other Christians, and we don't want to get involved in city councils and board of education, and that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I'm not saying. See, everybody think, oh, the pastor should run for mayor. No.
Well, that's
because
that's because Jesus showed love, brother.
Yeah.
It's because Jesus You have to love like Jesus did.
Yeah, he flipped tables too.
And if
and
you
whipped
don't
people.
have $2,000 shoes on, brother, you are not loving like Jesus.
Bro, it's. I hate to say it, just because I grew up in the church. I'm 47, growing up in church my whole life, and looking back, we did it to ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did it to ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
The church?
The church.
Yeah.
The church,
Yeah.
we did it to ourselves. We got caught up. We got wrapped up. Because earlier in the conversation we were talking about building self-confidence.
Yeah.
Capitalism, entrepreneurship, and all of that. But we shifted so much in it that we forgot about the ground, the foundation as a nation in which that's built from.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we did it. We did it to ourselves. And I wrote this earlier, the Protestant work ethic. If you look at it, it's the Protestant work ethic is something that was established a very, 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 very long time ago in the scriptures.
Yeah.
And you can see that. And like capitalism isn't necessarily biblical. It's a form that the Bible does speak of, but it's not like the form of biblical. It's an ism. It's still an ism. It's not perfect. Is there corruption? Yeah.
There you go.
See, what just me? For the record.
Mickey said for the record.
Wait.
For the record. For the record. For the record. For the
But
record.
no, just, man, we did it to ourselves. And we just got, now, okay, real men, let's dig ourselves out of it. Let's work our way through it.
Yep.
And, one person at a time, one man at a time, one brick at a time, one church at a time, one new church plant, and for men, for men and women to, we were talking on the phone, Dave, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And at 47, I don't know. I'm not Charlie Kirk's age. Charlie Kirk was at a very, he was young.
What was he, 32?
Yeah. 33?
31.
31.
31.
That age, and he had so much still to go. I'm almost going to be 50. I'm probably not going to start that place, but I feel like in my life right now where I'm at, I might not be the one that's bringing that over, but I feel like I'm the in-between passing the baton.
Yeah.
In my life and what God has placed me to do, which means I'm the rhino. I got to be that rhino to break through that. This generation, us older men, have to break through that so this younger generation that's coming through can see daylight. And that's where we're at, and so be it, Ben. That's what we got to do. And whether this is not against any Middle Eastern, it's not ethnic.
No.
It's against the religion of Islam.
Yeah.
And so let's get that straight. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. It has everything to do with belief system.
Yeah. Ideologies.
Exactly.
Exactly. If you believe that I should be dead because of what I believe, you're dangerous.
That's just mean.
I don't wish death upon anybody. No atheist, no anybody. But if you try to hurt my family, you're gonna meet Jesus real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, my future son-in-law, he's about to be my son-in-law in 3 months. He asked me, he goes, how do you feel about, what did he say? How did he word it?
Hey, Destiny.
Where you basically have a gun to protect yourself. What would be the word?
Right to bear arms.
No, like to protect or to, I don't know.
Self-defense?
Self-defense.
Self-defense.
He's about to marry my daughter.
Yeah.
I said, I completely believe in it. I said, it is your obligation to take care of your family. He goes, okay, good. So when he said good, I'm like, okay, good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm handing my daughter to you.
Yeah, because if you said why, then we have an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he says, what if I send her out the door instead of me?
Well, when my brother we're on a brother's chat, he texted us, and nobody responded. Ruben didn't respond, Steve didn't respond. My response was, do I say congratulations or am I getting a shovel? That was my response. Did I not?
Yeah.
That was my response. He goes, no, it's a congratulations. Okay, cool then. Congratulations. I don't know. I just got to make sure. What are we doing here?
Yeah. What are we talking about? I forgot.
Next topic.
Newsom.
Next
We're talking about
topic.
Newsom.
All right.
But just on Newsom's.
Yeah.
Didn't I just hear earlier that he was taxing the church in San Jose for 1.2.
Yeah, that's the next one.
So just kind of my thing was wasn't he earlier this week? Wasn't he quoting scripture and stuff like that? So is he being one of that?
He thought he was quoting scripture.
He quoted Will Smith's movie.
No, okay.
I'm just like, dude, this dude, man.
Pursuit of happiness or what? Did he really? Oh my God.
Yes.
He was like, because scripture says, in the pursuit of happiness. And we're like, bro, that's the wrong document, dude.
Man, this dude's a sucker.
Oh, that fool's a busted.
Dude, job, turkey.
Oh,
Well,
man,
that's why he wants his tithing, bro. He was up there preaching.
Well, dude, check this out. Newsom is trying right now, currently,
Let him know.
that he is trying to sue a church in San Jose for $1.2 million in fees because they didn't mask up during COVID and during those times. It had to do with all of those different restrictions and bills. What are you finding?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It says
5 years ago.
Calvary. He's suing Calvary Chapel San Jose. Pastor's name, senior pastor there, is Mike McClurg. Calvary Chapel refused to follow the orders of the leftist government officials in California by continuing to hold worship services and not enforcing California Governor Gavin Newsom's mask mandate during the pandemic lockdowns. Their courage in exercising their First Amendment rights resulted in an over $1.2 million in government fines. The case perfectly represents the kind of religious liberty battle ACLJ was founded to fight. The weaponization of the government against religious liberty that Calvary Chapel San Jose is facing should concern every American who values religious liberties, and that's why we're taking this case all the way to Supreme Court. So they're going to Supreme Court. Calvary challenged the restrictions, arguing the orders violated their constitutional right to freely exercise their religion. The church contended that gathering for worship with uncovered faces was central to their religious beliefs and their practice. And then it continues on and so on and so on. 1.2 million. Another one of this fool's scams.
Yep.
To what's that word I'm looking for? To pay for his
Campaign?
His campaign, dude, of 28. Because that dude needs Botox. That dude needs an eyebrow lift, so that way he can do this. He needs to get his elbows like taped back here so it looks like he has forearms. That fool's an idiot, dude.
What?
That fool is an idiot.
What is that?
Oh man, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's something that she would do. You know what I'm saying? This guy, bro. I mean, every time you bring them up, I mean, I literally asked David, "Can I cuss tonight?" Dude, he said no, and I said, "You're my pastor. Can I please cuss?" He said. I said, because if you say it's okay, I'm cussing. He said, nah. He took me serious. And so, man, this guy is crazy. Yeah. Pay your exhort. Yes, that for his campaign. He is paying for, that's what that 1.2 million. He needs all the money he can get because he knows nobody's going to help him out.
So because they weren't masking the way he wasn't masking when he went to that restaurant
At the French Laundry?
Yeah, the French Laundry.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Which is one, by the way, I just got to say this, man. I'm sure that it's a fine restaurant.
It is. I've eaten there before.
Okay.
Through culinary school. We went through it.
Cool.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah.
But that's a weird name.
It is,
But Newsom?
but did you
No, French Laundry.
But there's a story behind that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm
It
sure-
used to be an old school laundry place, and the owners used to be French. So that's why instead of trying to come up with some odd name, they just called it the French Laundry.
Well, that is an odd name. They came up with an
Well,
odd name.
yeah, but
Just he says not Botox. He's going to turn out looking like a mutant Ken. He already does.
Yeah.
He looks like that.
I'm sure that place.
That's his cousin.
I bet you that place is like the Brave Bull over here off of 9th Street.
Oh man, he's got pulled with the Brave Bull.
yeah.
Oh, you're rhyming again.
Sir Dyno's back.
I don't know the Brave Bull, but it's not by your guys' tone. I don't want to know what Brave Bull is.
It's like the Blue Oyster.
The Blue Oyster, yeah.
from
Yeah.
Police Academy.
You don't know that either.
Oh, what, dude?
I don't remember.
Just
dude. I haven't
everybody
seen
has weak wrist over there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Stop it. Stop it.
So, anyways, man, yeah, I mean, there you go. And then Calvary Chapel, you figure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, really?
I'm sure that's a Chuck Smith, right? I'm sure that's under Chuck Smith, right? Yeah, so he knows he has it. He didn't just pick any.
Yeah.
How many churches, bro? He knew what he was doing. And his lawyers and all them people, man, dude.
They ain't gonna get it.
No.
They're not gonna get it.
Man,
They ain't gonna get it.
I wish I was that confident. Anything this fool comes across, I wish I was as confident as you. 50 didn't pass. Do you think 50 passed?
No, it didn't pass.
Legit?
Oh, I was like, what do you mean?
No, but
Do you
50
think-
Cent?
That's what Mickey thought when I said the Prop 50.
Yeah,
do you think
I
that
get it, I
passed
get it.
legit?
Well, okay,
No.
let me ask you a question. Did he really get revoted into office?
No.
no.
I have asked at least, I kid you not, I'm not gonna exaggerate, give me a Bible, dude, I put my hand on it. I've asked probably 100 builders over all these years. I haven't met one person that have ever voted for Gavin Newsom.
Heck no.
I've talked to builders, I've talked to different people. To this day, I have not met. Maybe you're out there in the nebulous world, but I've never met a Newsom voter.
He finally admitted he wants to be president.
When?
well,
This last week.
well, he had said something before.
Well, I know
to
he
be
said
on the,
maybe in the future.
Well, I remember,
but I'm not
he
sure of
was-
the past.
He was over trying to get on this last one, but then he was the governor still, and that's not allowed.
Hey.
But I'm just saying, because that's far in between both times, because that's the future and that's the past.
So
I
he
know
didn't talk
he's
if he was handcuffed?
Hey, you remember that one when the Indian lady was getting caught stealing?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we played it.
Right, we played it. Joseph played it, and she was like, "Yeah, but," and she stole, like, she made like 7 trips out to her car and kept coming back into Target.
I don't remember.
Okay, so anyways,
Oh, wait.
so
Yeah.
while she was
yeah.
talking to the cop, she was going like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Gavin. That's Gavin.
But who, you know what? I don't know what podcast it was. They asked the question, who would you rather have, Newsom or Kamala?
Oh, that was this morning
Was that this morning?
or yesterday.
I think from what I've been through with this idiot.
Or Hillary? That's what it was.
Oh my God, that's just.
Hillary?
Hillary, Kamala, or Gavin?
Oh man.
My vote's
Yeah.
from Pelosi.
No, they were saying AOC or Hillary or Kamala.
Oh, that's right. It was all the ladies.
Hillary Pelosi.
No, not Pelosi. Hillary. Would you want?
Hillary?
I mean,
Who would you want running?
who would you want running? Not winning. Who would you want running? AOC, Kamala, or Hillary?
Okay, let's go with Kamala.
I don't know, man. I think I'd run with AOC.
I want somebody to run. That's just, yeah.
I think that's comedy, though.
Cardi
It's
B?
comedy.
I think that's comedy. AOC, you know what? I will say this. AOC really does believe what she...
Yeah, she's for
I
real
agree
for
with
what
you.
she believes
yeah.
in.
I agree with you. She's this.
Kamala
is that
believes whatever
Destiny-
she's told to believe.
That
Yeah.
Destiny Ramirez no matter what we vote, yes or no, it's always gonna be in one party's favor, no matter what. It isn't fair to many people.
She's right.
Fair. I hate that word, fair. And but unfortunately,
Are poetic. Ew. Double ew. Neither.
yeah, man, that's crazy. All right, man, we got 10 minutes left.
Yes.
All right. One last thing real quick. And then we'll take 2 minutes and then we'll do the leadership.
Sure.
Oh, let me turn back on my keyboard.
Yeah. BBC gets caught editing the video of January 6th that went public of Trump's speech. Did you see that? You guys
Yeah.
hear
Can
about
you find it so people can know what you're talking about?
Tino?
The video,
Oh.
so you can play it at least on the phone
How they clipped it in an hour
to make
away?
it sound like he told them to basically fight, and they completely edited it out and they put them next to each other to the real thing that he said.
Yeah, empty tube said it. Is there a fourth option?
Side comparison, edited speech. Let me see if this is it.
You got to do it on the phone because it has to be in front of the mic.
Okay, give me one moment.
There it is.
Okay, Give me
So
one
which?
moment.
But you got to tell which version is it first.
This is the BBC edit.
Okay.
Okay.
So guys, this is what, and here's the thing. I guarantee you, all the left heard this side,
Yeah. And this is what they played.
and this is what made them so.
Speaker? Yeah, right here. All right, here we go.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
30, 40,
And we
54
fight.
minutes later.
We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
So they took out 54 minutes of his speech so that way they can edit exactly
And
how they
CNN
want it.
played that, MSNBC played that, and everybody believes it.
So, wasn't there a Russian hoax where that they were saying that Russia was involved in our politics,
Yeah,
in our presidential campaign?
Russia.
Yeah, but didn't they find out that Obama is the one that spearheaded that?
But no, here's my point. If BBC did that, are they not a foreign nation?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess technically.
Yeah.
They're not the United States of America.
So their accusation was that Russia was helping shape how
Trump.
America for Trump, but yet BBC, which is from
Help shape Biden.
UK, helped shape Biden. Yeah, you're right.
Just saying. Just saying. I don't know.
DZ says La Onda pick is tight.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm in the living room with a tinfoil hat, just having this weird thought about the BBC and their involvement in our elections. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me.
I don't know. It's a crazy world we live in.
For the record.
Sevilla Loca.
And that was technology of 5 years ago. Where are we at with AI now?
Huh?
That was technology 5 years ago. Where are we at with AI now?
Yeah.
They make some awesome cat memes.
Dude,
Yeah.
those gorillas fighting people look really real. Or those gorillas what was it? No,
Yetis?
The Yetis.
Oh, yeah.
The Yetis, man, they're racist, dude.
Yeah,
Those Yetis are hecka racist.
That's why I like them.
I saw security at a club beating like 15 women up.
No way.
And it wasn't
It
AI?
wasn't AI, no. It was just, I don't know why I brought it up. They attacked him.
I
They
was
started
waiting for the
punching him.
AI joke.
They started punching him, and he just started swinging. He just knocking him out left
Okay,
and right.
a Yeti?
Might as well have been. It was not some security guard.
Okay, repeat the story again.
Women tried jumping him at a club. He's security. I think he wasn't letting.
Oh, okay.
Dude, you know what we didn't do, man? You know what, man? I am so sorry, dude. Today, we are a podcast, and we are all men in here that love America.
Yes.
I am so very sorry. I didn't even think about this. I even
Oh, my
asked
God, you're
David.
right, dude.
I even asked David how we should open this up. And you know what, man? Salute. For reals. And please forgive me.
Yes.
I'm not making fun of anybody as far as the salute because I know it's a certain way. But I want to say thank you very much to all our veterans, any
Yes,
thank
veteran
you.
who listens,
Yes.
anybody who's on here that's listening right now that has family. Thank your family for Let's Just Talk podcast. We truly, truly appreciate because of them, because of you, if you are a veteran, because of you, we get to sit here and do this at this moment. And we want to say thank you. I know I speak for these
Yes.
three men that we
Yes.
truly, truly say thank you very much for all of you who have served this country, no matter what you've done, whether you've been behind a desk or you've actually hit the dirt, if you've had to let your firearm blast, let a pin pull, whatever it may be, we thank you very, very much. We stand tall. We do this for you. As a matter of fact, that's why me and David even got started, was because we love this country and we didn't like to see where it's going. We don't like to see where it's going. But you know what? We still aren't the ones that are out there fighting for it in the blood, sweat, and tears. And we thank every one of you, man. So every single veteran that listens, every person that has ever knows people, family, whatever it may, we say thank you from Let's Just Talk podcast.
Oh yeah, I mean we have our soldier right here. So we completely support all of our armed forces, every single one of them, and same thing. I mean,
Absolutely.
ditto.
Yeah.
Well
That's
said.
kind of-
Thank you,
that's-
Tino, for reminding us.
That's
Yeah.
why I wore my camo to work today.
Yeah.
So,
I know you shouldn't have needed to remind us because we should have opened up with it.
Remember I said,
I
how are we
know,
starting
I
this
know,
off, man?
I
And
know.
I didn't even think about it. I just saw the flag. I saw the folded flag right now in Google. So Google, instead of the two O's, they put the folded flag.
Thank you, Google.
Yeah.
Thank you for that one. Well, we want to just take the last 10 minutes, 12 minutes, whatever that is. And we wanted to just interject a leadership topic. And so, kind of closing it out. I know, a lot of different kind of people watch all over the country. We just wanted to be able to have a conversation, on leadership. And we didn't necessarily pick anything, for this subject. I know we have, and then we never got to it the last few weeks. But what's on your guys' minds that as far as that through this week or anything that has popped out to you guys that you'd feel like you'd want to share and then we could talk about?
I think people need to learn to discern or pay attention when somebody is a pastor compared to a motivational speaker. And I think a lot of times we have motivational speakers that get a bigger crowd because they're motivating. Do you know what I mean? And whatnot. And so I guess to zero in more, what separates a motivational speaker from a pastor? Because motivational is great. I love to be motivated too. But what makes the difference there?
So for me, that's a good question, because for me, it's you hit bases on it earlier this week on one of your what's it called, and I joke around. And I say, "Are you attacking me?" Do you remember what you said? So for me, correction, accountability, so on and so forth. The motivational speaker is going to tell you that, hey, it's okay, you sin, you fell, this, that, and whatever. And where a pastor is going to care for, because a pastor is supposed to be more like a shepherd. He's going to care for you and tell you, hey, brother, you need to
Even
stop.
through the hard stuff.
You have to get through this, and he's going to back it up with scripture. And that's the most important thing. That's what you've always done, is you've backed things up with scripture. You've always talked with scripture. And that for me is the difference between a motivational speaker. Yeah, it's always good to tell you, hey, bro, quit drinking already and come back. Know what I'm saying? And make them feel good and warm and lead them back into the church house. But then it comes to, okay, bro, well, you have to repent now. You can't continue with this. I know a lot of people hate it, that once saved, always saved kind of mentality, where I don't have to answer to anybody because I've already said the Lord's Prayer, or I've did this or whatever, and this guy says it's okay for, I just got to get back up and keep doing it. That's what a motivational person does, bro. It motivates you, picks you up, gets you back on fire. And I'm going to bring this up, for example. How many times when we first started going to Tahoe, how many times did people get baptized, repent for the day, and then the next week they're back doing it again?
Yeah. Look at Mickey wrote, motivational speaker is, I leave thinking, I can do this. I'm an amazing person. She was a pastor. I walk away thinking, how am I going to change and improve? I walk out convicted.
There you go.
Well, say the question again that you first.
What's the difference between a pastor and a motivational speaker?
Well, first, I wouldn't put it in the form of a pastor. I mean, I would just fivefold ministry or a preacher. But I think the message in and of itself should be motivated. I think there's a blend between the two, because I read Paul blending the two, but there's a balance.
Well, I think a true sermon is motivating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a balance between the two.
But a motivational speaker is different from somebody that is bringing the word of God.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. There's a balance between the two, because I think the message of the gospel is motivational, because it will motivate you to die, to grow. The message, Paul, a lot of the times Paul is calling people, like Christians, he's calling them up. he'll be honest with them and then call them up. Such were you, type of a thing. And so I think there's a blend between the two. The problem is when one leans too much to one side and the other side leans to the other, because you've got some sermons that are like, we've had this conversation through the years. Some sermons end at the cross. That's great, but it wasn't there a resurrection?
Yeah.
And that's the motivational part. You know, and then you got the other side where it's too soft, and they're not even getting to the crucifixion. They stop at the Beatitudes. You know what I'm saying? And they're not taking it any further.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be a blend between the two. I think we need to be better at both, because I think both have its place. The problem is there's some ministry leaders that haven't developed that, and they're all motivational.
Have you ever noticed? Well, if you're maybe you remember because you're a little younger. You didn't have to be attractive to be a famous singer until MTV. Most singers and famous people were
in the
just
80s.
like, they look kind of like music nerds. But the moment MTV,
Yeah.
they had to have a certain look, and it became about the look and not only the music. Because
Yeah.
when you were listening to the radio, you didn't have to see how the person looked.
Yeah.
Why am I saying that? Because I think we're in this day and age where sometimes it's the way somebody speaks and looks. Oh, that's a great preacher.
Yeah, because they have a look of a great speaker.
Yeah. But I know you haven't said nothing, so I want to give you a chance.
That's all good. I was just listening.
What are your thoughts?
Motivational speaker. I see where you're coming from there, and then I see where your question is coming from. So in behind the pulpit today, there's the on this site right here specifically, it's all the motivational speakers who make the money. They're the ones that are out there doing it.
Oh, YouTube, like on YouTube,
on
social
YouTube.
media.
Yeah. And they're the ones. They're all motivational. I've listened to Ed Milet. I've listened to Tim Robbins.
Children's Records of the Unattractive Stars were on VH1.
I've listened to Tim Robbins. I've listened to Ed Milet. I've listened to a bunch of different people, man. And you know what? It's great. I like it.
Bring back the super guy.
That's what I see there.
You know what I'm saying? But I am also not looking for God in their speeches.
Yeah.
Right? And a pastor, in a teaching, in a person who actually is speaking the word of God, they're talking about fail. They're talking about how to fall going forward. They talk about hurt, pain. They don't make it look so pretty. As a matter of fact, they make us realize that this isn't going to be pretty. This is going to be bad. When Paul is talking that we are going to be blessed in the suffering, right? Like, that's what that is talking about. So like when Mickey's saying about conviction, yeah, man, that's exactly what it is. I don't feel good all the time when I leave church. Sometimes I feel good because, like me and you have had conversations many times, is I don't come here so much for the teaching. I come here for the confirmation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I don't go.
And does that motivate you?
It lets me know that I'm on track. You know what I'm saying?
So there's a motivating factor there, though.
But the thing about it is I understand there's a cost for that confirmation. So it's kind of scary at the same time. That's what I'm saying. I understand where you're coming from. I really do, but not in every single motivational speech I listen to, I'm leaving like Jim Carrey in Yes Man. Like I'm leaving like, oh yes, this is exactly what I needed. Oh yes. I'm not leaving every single time like that from Sunday service. Yeah. I'm not leaving every time like that. I'm just like, dang man, like this is gonna suck. There's so much of the cost. I've been wrong here. I'm doing this. It's conviction over condemnation. And it's just like, I don't like the feel good. I don't like the prosperity gospel. I don't like Jesus's love. I don't like that type of teach. I like, we're going to get down and funky and this is going to hurt and this is going to suck and we have to pick up a cross and get to step in. And so it is. But I see where you guys are both coming from. But in the way that you asked the question, I think you were leading more to the pulpit of what's happening in today's life. And people, motivational speakers, they
There's something Ruslan said that I agree with. He said that there's a lot of pastors out there, or in the past, that probably, if YouTube would have existed, they probably should have been content creators, not leading a congregation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard him say that before.
And he said, he goes, I'll be honest. He goes, I know I critique pastors and this and that. He goes, but I know I ain't called for that. He goes, I'm exactly in my lane, just talking into my camera. He goes, and I wish a lot of more pastors would realize that and just get a YouTube channel and quit trying to pastor people.
Oh, that's super good.
That was good.
That is very good. You want to be about your money? Don't do it from the pulpit.
Nope.
Yeah. No,
Straight up.
No,
And
that's,
you want
that's a good statement.
You want to mislead people? Go ahead, do your thing, bro. It says in the Word of God that we will answer for every word. And so, and it says in there that it says, "Woe to those who lead the children astray." That it's worse for you than in the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Yeah.
Along the lines of that. And it's just like that is, I don't look at that as 6-year-old children,
Yeah.
boys and girls. I don't look at that. I look at the people who get led astray from the cross. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's how I look at it. So it's just, yeah, you want to make your money and look good and wear all that stuff and knock it out. Hey man, if you got that side hustle over here and you're doing the business and you're a pastor and you have a pulpit that you can speak from, they ain't nothing. But if you ain't got no hustle except being a pastor, and I got a little problem with that.
You know what?
I'm not afraid to admit that anymore.
We were having I was having a conversation with some people, and we recently we had a business dinner, and it was a fun night, and I was sitting there, and it was actually, we had a really good time, and so it was in like a 1930s theme.
Oh, nice.
And so I dressed up, looking like a 1930 gangster, and it was just fun. It just, we had a good night. It was a dinner. And I was sitting there looking around, and, there's some Christians, there's some non-Christians. It's a business dinner. Mm-hmm. We had a good time. But I did go back, and we were driving home, and I told my wife, I said, when I read the Old Testament, and even when I read the New, the people of God were very celebratory. We kind of forgot about that in the church. We don't know how to celebrate. We don't know how to smile. Sometimes we have kind of lost that a little bit. And because there is a proper time too.
Yeah.
And there is a right environment too that reminds us of family, of encouragement, of like through the grind, because not every day is a nice day.
Yeah.
And there's some really, really hard times, and there's some really, really difficult times, and the scriptures are very clear. You're going to face it. You're going to walk through it. You're going to carry your cross daily. You're going to, all those different things. And like, as Paul says, I carry my body the marks of the Lord Jesus. He wasn't lying. He was talking about physical marks as well, and all those things. And then at the same time, there is those moments that we have, like, we were looking at pictures when we did a game. I don't know if I think it was at your house, and we stuffed women's nylons with balloons, and we put it in our heads. Yeah. And it was like, and we all, me and all my brothers, we took a picture, looked like deers, with the balloons and the women's stockings, and it was on our head, and different things. And we were laughing just looking at that, because it was a moment, right? And it was fun. And to that, it motivates the family to stick together. It motivates the family to stay there. And so that's why I'm saying, there's that balance between the two. And I don't mind harsh preaching and direct, because there's times as a father, it needs to be.
Yep.
And it must be. And if you do anything less, you are doing a disservice to your family or the people of God. At the same time, there also needs to be the celebratory side, that as the people of God, we celebrate together. We celebrate our wins, or we celebrate just life, health, togetherness. Mm-hmm. And so when those two things are there and balanced, I think as a church, we just need to get better at it. But as a motivational speaker, no, they're not preachers. You know what I'm saying? They're not. That's great. Like you said, I like what you said when you were saying, I hear motivational speaker. I'm not assuming they're deep in the Lord. I love Zig Ziglar. I'll go back and listen to Zig Ziglar, some of his old stuff. The one that probably impacted me the most is the one he did 2 weeks after the death of his daughter. And when he's going through that and he's talking about that, that's the one that broke me. I'm in tears listening, because here's a husband and a wife, and here's his wife get on stage and he's talking and training and teaching. And guess what his whole message was that he actually took was on family. Like, dude, you know, that listening to that message he did 3 hours was one of the most motivational teachings I've ever heard Zig Ziglar. And it was on business. But man, I can't tell you how many times I cried and wept in that 3 hours as he's telling those stories and then bringing up his daughter in the middle of it and telling fathers to be men. And it was like, man, that's so good. So it depends, you know, but the emotional motivational speakers,
I want to give Tomas a chance, but I want to say this before I forget. I guess from the question I was asking, the direction I was asking was Jeremiah was a very unpopular preacher because there was other prophets that everybody loved because everybody loved their messages because they said Israel's not going to fall. We're going to succeed.
Peace.
Yeah, all this stuff. But God said, I'm not with them. I didn't give him that word. Jeremiah had the word, and he was unpopular. He was hated. He was thrown in the pit. He was mocked. I mean, all these things. And that's kind of the direction I was asking because I think that still happens today.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And I know, Tomas, I didn't want to leave you out of that question.
No, I think I kind of touched on it in the beginning, but no, I think I just think you're right. Like I think that sometimes the motivational speech, bro, is just something from the heart, something heartfelt, something, you know, they're led to say or something, right? And I'm not saying that it's not God, but I think in a pastor's perspective, you guys get the download and you guys share it, bro. And I think that it's unpopular, especially when you share the truth and you hurt people's feelings, especially because they want to continue. And that's what I meant by the once saved, always saved thing, is that people want to continue to live in their sin, bro, without being corrected. They don't want to get that complete transformation, but they, like you spoke of earlier, but they want that big miracle.
Yeah.
You know, and instead of, you know, things start changing when you start changing, when you start letting God take control, when you start just trusting him and believing in him, you know, and you know this for a fact that, bro, have you ever seen me without a job?
No.
I could get fired or I can get laid off. I could do whatever, right? And a week later, I'll end up with another job. Yeah. And even there was a time when I didn't have a job, and it's like I told you, it was hard to give my daughter Christmas, bro, right? And it, like I didn't know how I was gonna do it, bro. I really didn't. Did some work. I think it was for you guys, and you guys blessed me with a little bit of money, bro. And bro, I started on the way. It's when I lived off of by Lowe's, and I stopped by Lowe's just to get a Christmas tree, bro. They had Christmas trees for $10, bro. Know what I'm saying? The ornaments half off when I went to go ring them up. You know, so I guess what I'm saying is when you just start living for God and when you start accepting that hey, that the non-famous, you know, what a pastor has to give you, a shepherd has to give you, because sometimes it hurts. Yeah. Because it's a truth, it's a reality check. It's something that we all have, we all need. Yeah. You know, our parents never. I know my mom didn't spare the rod. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, you're just getting a reality check. Not to get too big headed, not to get too bold, but hey, this is what it is.
Sometimes pain's a good motivator.
Oh, it's a great motivator, bro.
Empty Tomb said a pastor would actually be a shepherd, not just a pep talk.
There you go.
But when I read scripture, I'm motivated.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I hear a message, and I'm not saying hell and brimstone, I'm motivated. You know, so I guess it all depends on your heart. Where's your heart coming from? Yeah. Do you want to hear that which is warm and fuzzy, or do you want to hear the oracles of God?
Because even conviction is motivating.
Yeah. Yes.
If your heart is, Lord, I want to serve you, I want to do better, and then all of a sudden the Holy Spirit,
you hear a word,
brings to light something in your heart or in your life that's something you didn't see clearly before. That's motivating.
The light turns on. Yeah.
Exactly. It's motivating because it's like, And it's just like the Holy Spirit going, this is what weighed you down, son.
Yeah.
Let it go. Dude, that's very motivating. But how did it come through? Tears, repentance, pain.
Pain.
The uncomfort.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable and you're comfortable in your walk and life's going great, bro, they say you're not doing
Dude, it was Justin's birthday one time. We were running. We had no money. It was the day of his birthday. I had no money, man. No, it was 3 days before. So, somebody asked me to bid him a job, and I told him $425. He said, "I'll give you $100." So I'm not doing that for $100. Right? I left. I was getting ready to walk away, and he said, "I'll give you $100." I had no other projects. I had no other work. I had nothing else to do.
Okay, Cholo.
Nothing else. But my son's birthday was 3 days down the road. You know what, brother? It took me 3 days to finish that job for $100. And dude, they thought I was sweating in the middle of me sweating. Dude, I promise you. Ask Dad, because one time Dad drove by just to help me because he seen me on that job for 3 days, and he knew I was getting $100. I was mad because I complained when I got home.
Yeah. And
I was crying, but I got it done. And you know what I did? I put gas in my car, filled up the tank. I bought my son a birthday present. I bought him a cake. I also learned a lot in that, because you got to learn how to get out of that grind. You got to learn how to get out of that hole. And sometimes pain is a great motivator.
Yeah.
It's a great motivator.
I think we're past our time.
Amen.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do this every single Tuesday. Let's just talk. I want to thank Tomas for being a guest today.
Thank you guys
for your input.
Thank you, brother.
Well, God bless you guys, and we'll see you next
Let's look up.
week.
Next week is a special one for y'all.
Oh, that's right.
Wait. Oh, man.
Beat the beat up.
Yeah.
Beat the beat up.
What's happening?
Are you Newsom?
Don't ever call me that, dude.
I'm just saying.
All right. And maybe I'll think about the Super Cats. We'll see. God bless you guys.
Well, hold on. We can tell why we did Old Man and all those noise.
Why?
Because our wives are going to be on next
Our
Tuesday.
wives are going to be on.
Oh, snap.
Do sound more motivated.
You guys.
I was gonna be on.
No, it's going to be good, man. It's gonna be
All right, man. We'll see y'all next time. You guys love you guys, man. Peace.
I love you, man.